There. Welcome back to the Biofield Hacker channel. As always, before we dive in, just a quick note. I'm not a medical, psychological, legal, or financial expert, nor do I claim to be. Let's get started. Here's the ultimate truth. Your mind is lying to you more than you think, and it limits you tremendously. And most people have no idea how to tell the difference between that and intuition. So why does that matter? Everyone is gifted with intuition, but most people are not utilizing it, as it needs to be grounded in living your life with a clear mind, being dedicated to avoiding the mud, ego defense mechanisms, and logical fallacies. And what I see all the time is people trying to access intuition from a place of noise instead of alignment. So I wanted to do today's video to simplify it a little bit to make it more tangible. Remember, just as framing, everything is energy, and your biofield is your unique energy signature. Your thoughts and emotions, like we've talked about so many times, are vibrations. And the more you align your frequencies, the more your intuition is enabled. Just think of your energy as energy communications. Developing intuition doesn't replace logic, it expands the decision-making toolkit. As awareness grows, intuition develops the same way that any professional skill develops, through recognition, practice, and integration. Actually, many high performers eventually realize that their best decisions don't really come from analysis alone. They come from a combination of data, experience, and an internal sense of knowing. That journey usually moves from logic only to logic and awareness to integrated intelligence, as I like to call it. Logic plus intuition plus discernment. Just know that intuition, when you're starting to learn how to utilize it, feels quiet but confident, while the mind feels loud and argumentative. So think of it, fear shouts and intuition whispers. Intuition feels like a steady inner compass. You can feel it in your body. That's tougher to know when you're first starting to learn it, though. And many people say that intuition arrives before the thinking starts, like call them or don't go there. But what happens is the first calm signal comes in, and then the mind jumps in and starts overanalyzing, questioning, overthinking, trying to make it make sense. And that's where the interference of the noise happens. So think about it this way. When intuition says, call them or don't go there, then the mind follows up with why. Does that make sense? What if? What enhances really being able to listen to the whisper, the intuition, is your ability to bring foundational balance and harmony between your being versus your doing. The more you allow yourself to be, the stronger be, relaxed, calm, peaceful, versus doing, checking off list productivity. The more you allow yourself to be, the stronger and more rapidly you'll enable your intuitive gifts to development. The more you think, or logic, the more you'll kink your proverbial hose, as I've mentioned in other videos. The other thing I want to bring to your mind is the distinguishing between flow versus force, as it's super important to be able to distinguish. You can't force fit it and use logic to make it fit your perspective. Think of that like a jigsaw puzzle piece that you're trying to slam into a hole that's not quite right. Instead, you want to follow the flow. So make the distinction between force and flow. This isn't a logic-based process. It comes from your body and your knowing. The more you think or logic it out, again, is the proverbial hose, kinking the proverbial hose. When your intuition's flowing, you've got your hose running clearly, no kink. Intuition's felt, logic is processed. And the higher vibration you are, or the higher vibrations and frequencies you're operating within, the less interference, the less noise. When your energy is aligned, your intuition's clear. When your energy is clouded, fear, stress, heaviness, the signal gets distorted. That's why emotions, which create vibrations, matter. Fear clouds, clarity connects. Kind of simple if you think about it. Quieting the mind helps people listen, listen, rather than just think. It creates a space for insight, intuition, or a sense of connection. Even just 5 minutes a day of sitting and quietly focusing on breath can begin that process. Pause, take 3 deep breaths, and then notice the very first subtle response before the mind becomes analyzing. That's the intuition. That first calm signal is intuition. And here's the thing, just like any professional skill we were talking about, it strengthens through awareness, practice, and experience. So think recognition, practice, and then integration. You start by noticing it, then you start listening to it, and then it becomes natural and integrated. So today, instead of just doing one field hack, I wanted to give you a couple different field hacks. So here's your first option, and it goes back to the breathing. What I want you to do is pause, take 3 slow breaths, and then ask yourself a question just internally. And then just be. And when you notice the very first subtle response before the mind becomes analyzing, that's the intuition. Don't force it. Don't try to make it fit. Just notice it. Notice that first calm signal. That's how people access their intuition. So let's talk about the second field hack option. I want you to understand that you're basically an energy, and I think I might have used this example before in another video. You're a radio tower. So think of you're the energy antenna. So right now, I know I'm mixing my analogies, but that's okay. Right now, just pause. Take a breath. And I want you to notice your energy. If your mind is loud, just observe it. If your body feels tight, soften it. Then soften even more. Doing slight softening as you go. Because coherent energy gives you clearer insights, and high vibration gives you less interference. Remember? And so what I want you to do is start feeling the difference with your body. Let's talk about the final field hack. And this kind of goes through the lens of force versus flow. I want you to think about something in your life right now that you're trying to figure it out. Are you forcing it? I want you to just observe it, right? From, as I like to say, from the Empire State Building. Notice, are you trying to force fit it? Does it feel like a jigsaw puzzle piece that you're trying to slam into the wrong space? Or does it feel like flow? Don't use logic to make it fit your perspective. Feel into your discernment. Don't force it. Just don't try to make it fit. Just notice it. And when you start feeling like it's flow and you can feel it in your body, you'll know that's distinctively different. And the more you feel that, it kind of fits in so nicely, just like the jigsaw puzzle piece that has the perfect fit. That's when you're in your flow. And those are your quick Biofield hacks for today. I just want to remind you, this is just a quick snapshot of how to start building your intuitive muscles. I do want to remind you, I talked about the programs, I don't know, last week or something. But if you want to do a deep dive on your own gifts, under the biofieldhacker.io, you'll find the Biofield Hack Lab or Hacker Lab. And one of the classes is Spiritual Alchemy. That goes really in depth. It's a month-long program, and it helps you develop your intuition even more and your other gifts a lot. So anyway, take care. Until next time, have a great week.